Hey guys, happy couple here. In today's video, we're going to go over some really fun dates that we've had. This might give you some ideas of things you could do.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's right there.
And hit the little bell.
Ding, ding. One of my favorite dates that we did was we went to the Magic Castle in LA, which is like this club of like professional and aspiring magicians. And they have a really awesome restaurant with like 4-course meal.
You have to dress up, like it's like fancy, like you can't get in the door.
Yeah, you have to get a special invite, and they have truffle fries, guys. This is a big draw. If you don't like magic, you should still go just to eat the truffle fries. Throughout the night, there are like all these different magic shows and little corners with people doing magic card tricks and stuff like that. Super fun vibe.
It was awesome. We've been to a few Cirque du Soleil shows, and these aren't things that we necessarily are doing all the time. I mean, like you have the cost factor and the travel and things like that on some of these things as well.
These are like our favorite, most like epic dates that we've done over the last 14 years. So really just fun ideas for you guys.
So Cirque du Soleil is another one. I mean, those shows never disappoint. They will keep your attention, and you're sitting there like watching people do stuff, and you're like, how is that humanly possible? And the answer is, it's not. They just do it anyways. So
true. My mom once described Cirque du Soleil shows as like watching a medieval circus on the planet Neptune. And that's kind of like a really good description. Like it just takes you places you just don't even think are, possible with human strength and flexibility and creativity, and the music is awesome. Two of my favorites are the Cirque show Corteo, aerialists hanging and dancing from chandeliers while the chandeliers were flying around the stage. Pretty epic. And then Axel actually really surprised me. It's Cirque du Soleil on ice, which I thought was not gonna work for some reason, and it totally worked.
It worked. Melting pot. Oh, melting pot.
If you're gonna go eat cheese, lots of cheese. Obviously now we're vegan, so we haven't gone to the melting pot in a hot minute, but if you eat cheese, the melting pot is the place to go.
Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, you basically go and get their like big night out. And it's like a several course meal of different types of fondues and stuff like that. And it's really cool. It's just a cool experience. They give you your own little booth, your own space. It's like, it's very romantic. It's cool.
You can like dip different things in the fondue. And then at the end, they have a chocolate fondue. That's never a bad idea.
Get the turtle one. It's not on the menu. Pro tip.
If you are near Orlando or can travel to Orlando, Harry Potter World at Universal Studios is definitely worth the trip. You can go to Hogwarts. Need I say more?
It's awesome. We're giving you ideas of things you can plan for too at the time that you can go. A lot of these aren't things that people necessarily just go, oh, I'm gonna go do tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a little bit of planning in there. So, this will just give you some ideas of things you can do.
They really did a good job of making the whole universe of Harry Potter really come to life, and the people there that work there are like fully in character.
They're cast so well.
So good.
Yeah. Avatar World, I mean, her favorite movie is Avatar, so, that was pretty good. That's it.
Disney World, Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. It is really cool. It's like Pandora. It's a cool experience. The rides, the ride itself is incredible.
You get to ride a banshee. One of those like flying dragon-esque things from the Avatar movie. They call them banshees, and you get to fly one. And it's so epic. It's so epic. They've even, like in the world as you're walking around, somehow they have managed to create the floating mountains. They make the floating mountains real. It's so awesome. When we first got together, he was living out in New Mexico, and we went to this place outside of Santa Fe, Ojo Caliente, and it's a place where a bunch of different hot springs kind of all
came together naturally.
Yeah, like naturally all kind of ended up in the same area, and there are different ones of different temperatures, different minerals, and they have certain ones like segmented off where you can basically go get your own private hot spring that looks out onto these cliffs where they put lights up at night and they have like a little fireplace, and it's just a really cool experience, and it's very, you know, physically therapeutic because you're just super relaxed from the hot springs, and it's just a gorgeous experience.
And it's not something you'd think of necessarily to do often, so that's why we wanted to share some of this with you, just to get some ideas flowing, because you may even find similar things to what we're talking about closer to you. Blue Man Group. We've seen Blue Man Group several times.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic show. These guys are drumming and music geniuses. They're also comedy genius. They're hilarious. I mean, it's a fun show. We would get the splash seating.
Yep.
Front couple rows, and you wear a plastic poncho.
Yeah.
Like for real.
It's super like audience participation. So it's just a very fun, high energy show. And they're like the masters of deadpan. Like they don't crack. Their facial expression is so dead set, and it just makes the things that they do so funny.
Good.
Concerts are also a super fun kind of more hoopla type date. We've seen some great concerts. We've gone to see 97X Next Big Thing, where it's like a all-day event of just all these different bands. We've seen some great acts there. We've also gotten to see Skillet a couple times. We went out.
Skillet's such a great show.
We saw Skillet in Ohio.
Ohio, yep.
So random, but great show.
Yeah, we've seen Justin Azuka.
Oh, that was great too.
Well, we saw him in San Diego, and then we saw him in LA in that tiny little place.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was
super
really cool.
intimate. It was really cool. We went to some comedy clubs, and there are some really good ones. What I'll tell you is that if you look for the really touristy ones and then go somewhere else, and then that's where you want to look for them. So like we went to some in New York, and we went to one of the ones that was like in Times Square. No. You have to look. If you find in your area, you'll find some really good comedy clubs.
Like, get a recommendation from someone who has like been there, and so that you know you're going to a good one.
No. Think about unique experiences that you can create in your relationship for your date ideas. Like based on the interests or based on the things that you know will make your partner super happy. Do that. Like we're giving you some ideas right now, but this may spark ideas for you to use to come up with other things, and some of them require travel, some of them don't, but just make it like an activity. Make it a thing that you guys actually go and do, and they're the kinds of things that those experiences and those memories last a lifetime.
Totally.
And they're so worth it. It's so much fun.
I almost forgot. We also went to the CrossFit Games like
that was fun.
4 times in LA. Guys, so fun. Any of those like big sporting competition type events, fitness, sports, anything, again, like find your interests and, you know, make a memory and a date hoopla out of that. Okay, this one is like super random and very special, but this guy actually became a member of the Explorers Club, which is a very prestigious club in New York. He did a bunch of work with like NASA and the Canadian Space Agency. I know, crazy, so cool. So anyway, we actually got to attend one of their annual like big formal dinners. And it was very special. Obviously, this is not a date that like you just kind of like go on, but it was a pretty cool special one. So we thought we'd end the video with that. We hope you guys found this interesting and inspiring and maybe gave you some cool ideas.
We hope this video helps. We will see you guys in the next one.